Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you have been guided to this particular reading, I'm taking a look at your love connections, of course, but focusing more so on you. What is your current energy? What is your vibe right now? So I'll be taking a look at people who don't benefit from being in your life, people to possibly sever ties with, karmic connections. We'll take a look at that. And then I'll take a look at people who might actually be a really good potential love match for you. Or if you're already focused on a particular someone, we'll take a look and see what category they might fall into. These are the two tarot decks that I'll be clarifying these messages with. So all of these decks are self-created by myself, and the links to them will be down below. General advice as always, guys, so only take the parts of it that make sense for you personally and release the rest. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some messages. All right, air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first batch of cards, focusing on people that you would probably be better off without. You know, maybe you're thinking about severing ties if you haven't already. This might also be pertaining to karmic connections that either you're dealing with right now or have had in the past. So let's take a look at that energy and see for you air signs what it is that might be bringing up red flags in your romantic connections here. What's up with that? All right. Well, we have a worry wart coming through here, constantly in freak out mode, tense, easily upset, overwhelmed, and obsessive thoughts about romance that have gone wrong, believing they'll be single forever, nerves are shot. So this is somebody that hasn't had the best experiences in their romantic life, whether or not they contributed to why that is, you know. Let's see what else. And you don't have to resonate again with each and every card that comes through, because they can all bring up different scenarios here for air signs. Okay, we have somebody that's coming through as indecisive, too many choices in love and romance, treats you like an option, on the fence about the relationship, one foot out the door, can never make up their mind, don't know what they want. Okay, so if you're dealing with somebody who's wishy-washy, or they made you feel like, you know, you were just an option, that they had other people that they could have been talking to, so you might have put your foot down, you might have made the decision to leave. You know, if they couldn't make up their mind, you made up their mind for you. You know what I mean? You made that decision for them. We have unreliable, all right, unreachable, breaks promises, doesn't return calls, very difficult to track down, misses appointments, not trustworthy, endless excuses, drops the ball in romance. So that's not very nice, right? So maybe this person hurt you in that way. You guys might have set a date and they wouldn't show up, or they would stand you up. Not the most pleasant experience with somebody like that. All right, let's grab one more. Okay, this definitely is not for everybody, but here it is. We have dentophobia. Irrational fear of dentists, extremely bad oral hygiene, keeps you at arm's length. It's like pulling teeth to get them to kiss you, but that's probably for the best. Okay, so again, I don't know who this is for, but more than likely you've already severed ties. You've already ended your connection to somebody like that, because it just was not a pleasant experience, okay? So let me go ahead and clarify this with some tarot. Actually, let me set these guys aside so my tarot cards don't end up all over the place. Let's see here. So indecisive, unreliable, too focused on their past relationships. All right, what's going on? Ooh, we've got the Fool. Okay, they certainly could have done very foolish things in the past. Maybe they also weren't interested in commitment, honestly. You know, they wanted to have their fun. They wanted to have their adventures in life. This is somebody who could have been very spontaneous. You know, they're all about just doing something rather quickly, being in and out of your life. Perhaps they're not really looking to plant their flag. They're not really looking to settle down. So that might have been an issue with this person, but I'm also feeling that they now see things in a very different way and wishing that they could just have a fresh start with you. This is the next card. We do have the Lovers. For some of you, maybe you are thinking about the connection that you have with this individual. I mean, it's coming through in this reading because they still are so incredibly attracted to you. We see the deep love, romance, the attraction. You know, it's almost like you guys were a perfect match, but something clearly happened here that resulted in a separation more than likely. This is an air signs reading. The Lovers card represents Gemini, but we do have the air representing the Fool's energy. So it's coming through very fittingly for this reading. We do have the Empress, so Divine Feminine, here you are coming in as the Empress. We might have a masculine here. I'll just put it bluntly. Maybe they cheated on you. Maybe that was part of being unreliable, why they were not reachable. And also the fact that, you know, they couldn't make up their mind what they wanted or who they wanted. And so they might have ended up really hurting you and breaking your heart here. Makes sense to me that we would have the Two of Swords. So when it comes to these connections coming through, you know, the worrywart, indecisive, unreliable, even the dentophobia card, there clearly is stagnant energy when it comes to that. So more than likely you've moved on. You're not interested in revisiting these relationships, you know, but that doesn't stop people from reaching out. You know, maybe you've checked out, but maybe they haven't, or they're wanting to revisit the relationship. So don't be surprised if you hear from them, even though you may not be interested anymore at this point, right? So let's see what else we can find out this time around. We're going to take a look at something a lot nicer. People who may be a potential love match for my singles, especially if you're not focused on anyone in particular. This could give you an idea of who is surrounding you, who is interested in you. Could be a potential relationship somewhere in the future. But for some of you guys, you know, this might definitely describe somebody that you have a lot of love for. All right, let's grab some cards here. Air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. All right, we've got 3 cards already. We have the Shining Star. So this says, this love will find you when you least expect it, when you've lost faith, when your doubts become insurmountable, that the right kind of love will ever be a part of your life and your heart ever again. That is when this glimmer of hope appears to let you know that wish can still come true. And considering what we've seen, you know, a situation that is stuck, it's not going anywhere, they're unreliable, you know, there could have been infidelity there. They're just too stuck in the past. They're not really focused too much on what you guys had, unfortunately. That's the way it's coming through. So we also have the Globe. All right, so well-traveled, enjoys meeting people of all cultures, a philanthropist, has a good heart, very generous, always giving of their time to others, but especially to a love partner, will give you the world in love and romance. I love that. You know, so I feel that in the love department and the romance department, if you just haven't had the best of luck in that area, that things can certainly shift and change for you, that you will have the opportunity to meet people that could ultimately be a life partner. You might find that, you know, finally you're really compatible with somebody and are able to really see things long-term with them. We also have the Astronaut card. So this says the stars align. And I love how we've got the Shining Star coming through. So the stars align to bring you an out-of-this-world romance. And I love how we've got the globe right there. So it kind of goes together. That's really interesting. You'll be floating on cloud 9 with this love connection, many exciting adventures together, traveling the globe, exploring each other's desires. This love will take you to the moon and back. How awesome is that? All right, some of you guys might love traveling and connect with somebody who enjoys that as well. All right, what else? Give me one more card for air signs here. Okay, so for those of you who are familiar with the Chinese zodiac, this is the Chinese zodiac dragon. If you're not familiar with it, you can always look online to search up somebody's Chinese zodiac animal based off of their birth year. So this is the dragon. It does say this love connection will spark your interest right from the start. Romance that has been blessed with good fortune and good luck, a confident partner you can trust. This love prospect's magnetic personality will grab your attention and your heart. The sexual chemistry in this partnership is on fire, a successful union. Fantastic. Okay, so let's clarify these cards. So we've taken a look at people that are probably not good for you, and we're now seeing energies from people that would add to your life, that would fulfill you, that would bring you happiness, compatible partnerships. This makes sense to me that we have the death card. You know, one door closes, the other one opens, right? The end of an old cycle, the start of a new one. So that makes sense for me, considering the first batch of cards we looked at are more than likely people that you need to sever ties, cut them out of your life because they are not offering you anything of substance. And so I feel once you go through this transition, maybe you're in the middle of going through this, you'll find that there are other connections that you can make that actually bring you fulfillment. All right, let's see what else. What else here? Oh, look at that. We have Four of Wands. I love this. First of all, we can't ignore the fact that it says twin flames. Some of you guys might find that this certainly is worth the wait after having experienced ups and downs in your relationship and you found that it just was not working out for you. Finally, here we have a situation that might actually be worth waiting for, truly. This is somebody who can offer you everything that you've been looking for. You know, this really can go the distance. If you've been wanting to find a partner where marriage was on the table, maybe you've discussed that with prior partners and they just weren't open to it. So marriage, family, this is all coming through for this particular message. So if, again, that was not on the table before, it's coming through now with the new cycle. And the Four of Wands also represents a very strong foundation in the relationship. So I love that. Look at this. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Very nice. And that's followed by the Six of Pentacles. Equality in a relationship is always good. And I feel you can meet somebody who is on the same page as you, meeting you in the middle. You guys are both putting in the effort and the work that's necessary in a relationship. And this person, they're not going to have any commitment issues. They're going to know what they want. And, you know, once you get to know them and peel back the layers of the relationship, you'll see how compatible it actually is. So I feel this is representing a new beginning for those of you who really close the chapter on old relationships that just have not been offering you anything of substance, as I mentioned. So this looks really nice, guys, as far as what the future has in store for you. And I'm saying future, but some of these experiences might actually be closer than you realize. For some of you, this is already bringing up energies. That is currently going on in your life. It looks good. It looks like this person is on the same page as you, and you guys really can go the distance here. All right, I really like that. So I'll leave that there, guys. If you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. And of course, I'll go ahead and link all the decks you see here. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.